coming in dead last, basically everybody expected this. It's boulders. Boulders aren't bad, they just get overshadowed by other abilities like Space Force or Telekinesis, as they're both basically a better version of it. Also, boulders don't really do all that much damage basically. Telekinesis and Space Force both do a bit more damage than it. There are some niche use cases though, like using them plus grapple cape to launch yourself high up really fast, trapping people with them, or using them plus web so you can fly. But none of these really count as attacking mechanisms, and they're not practical, and they just strip it of its attacking power. Next up, we got lasers. This might be slightly controversial, but lasers really aren't that good, and they're hard to hit small people with if they're fast. They really don't do all that much damage even with all the damage upgrades, and you can't really spam them so they do more damage, which I don't like very much. Making it into the top 10, we have Nova. Now Nova and lasers are neck and neck, and they can definitely be swapped on this list, but I think Nova is just a tad bit better because of its merging ability and how cool it is, plus it can do a decent amount of damage if it's maxed out. Starting from here, this is where powers start to actually become usable, and the first one we got is Telekinesis. It's the same case as boulders and lasers, meaning you can't change how much damage it does, but it has the upside of having very good upgrades, because if you max it out and use it plus a maxed out giant, you're practically unkillable, because you have plus 250% health and 50% less damage taken, which is pretty insane. Its damage is also slightly more than boulders, and it kills things decently quickly. Also, you can use it to block bullets if you pick up 2 billboards or something. This is when we get into powers that I actually use myself, and one of these is Space Force. It's so good because of its versatility with it having a melee weapon and one telekinesis that might do more damage, I'm not sure though. With the Force, you can bring enemies closer to you and kill them, but the real star of the show, the lightsaber, does consistent damage and deflects incoming attacks from enemies. I was tempted to put this in 8th place, but you can spam it, it's just not as versatile as this next power, and that power is Web Shot. Now the reason I think Web Shot is so good, because it gives you so much damage, like a lot of damage, and it acts as kind of a non-lock-on missiles plus grapple cape at the same time. So you can be a giant swinging around without the fear of dying, or make it back to base with Web Shot in like not that much time. Plus, it's very easy to spam, and I'm pretty sure you can lock people in place with it, like you can do with webs. This might be an even hotter take, but I think the next power on this list is slightly better than Super Smash, PvP and boss-wise. The upside of Super Smash though is it does a ton of damage even without many upgrades, and it knocks enemies back. The 1 million upgrade also gives you 300% more damage, which is pretty crazy. The other upside is you don't need to be spamming it to do a lot of damage. You just hold it, it keeps doing more damage than most powers, and you can use it with Giant and all the punch damage upgrades for a deadly combo. Super Smash is still a very good ability, but I think the next one is a bit better. That power is Fire. Honestly, I think that maxed out Fire counters most, if not all abilities if you hit your shots, and use big fireballs. The small fireballs are basically useless, but the big ones are where the money is at. You can probably shoot a giant with 4 to 10 big fireballs, and they're almost guaranteed to die, if they don't have much damage reduction. The damage they do is actually insane, it's not even funny. And they are the best option for new players for PvP. And in the number 3 spot, we have missiles. They do less damage than fireballs, but they have a lock-on feature, and when it's maxed out, the lock-on becomes very overpowered, fast, and strong. No matter how much they try to dodge it, they won't succeed. And it melts anyone going in a straight line, or anyone that's small. It's also very effective to stop giants from healing. This next power, I wouldn't consider it an attack power. It's more like a support power you can use with another attack power. Why is it so high up, you may ask? Because of how overpowered it is. You can literally just not die if you keep destroying objects with the hot dog beam, and it basically makes you heal infinitely. Even though it's not really used for attacking primarily, it is still number 2 on the list. And I'm talking to you, boulders. You're used for anything but attacking. And you may be wondering, Xenon, what power could possibly top infinite healing? That's a power I call a Ranger, because it does the opposite, infinite damage. It melts bosses in minutes and players in less than 10 seconds, even with max upgrades. It's also very easy to hit your shots with, and does a ton of damage, yet it makes you take 50% less damage. What more could you possibly ask for in an attack power? This is the complete package. The only attack power you'd ever want in Super City is this. Trust me. Here's the final tier list. I forgot to rank Necromancy, but it would be between Space Force and Telekinesis. This is my opinion, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions in the comments. That's it for today's video.